It is an absolutely beautiful evening here in Council Grove, as in Council Grove, Kansas. And this is yet another spot that I had never heard of until a couple days ago. And I find my way walking down to the Council Grove River Walk, which I hear is quite beautiful. And Council Grove is quite historic. If you Google Council Grove, Kansas, you will find all types of information about the history of this beautiful, beautiful little city here in Kansas, and what's called the Flint Hills. So the sun is well, the better part of 45 minutes to an hour before calling it a day, and I thought I would take an opportunity and just do a nice little walk and talk of Council Grove and let you see for yourself why this is such a special place. So I wasn't quite sure where to start the walk and talk, but I was up at what I believe is called the Kaw Mission, K-A-W, which was a tribe of Indians, and there is a lot of history when it comes to the Native American Indians here in this part of North America. So we'll walk a little bit up the river walk and share whatever I may find of interest with you. And if I'm not mistaken, one of the nice things about this little town are all of the statues that you'll find. And there's quite a collection of statues for the pioneers that were coming across this great country back in the early to mid 1800s, I would imagine. So let's just we'll walk and see what there is. I'm sure there's going to be a main street, and we'll walk down the main street as well. Look at this view just up the walk from where I was a moment ago. Really beautiful and quite serene. Oh, it's just gorgeous. And there's some young boys under the bridge playing, or maybe doing something they're not supposed to be doing, but I won't tell. I'm just an outsider, so I'm not gonna be the one to ruin their fun. But look at this, very nice. All right, so I found my way down to these three young guys here, and I gotta ask, you know, what do you live here in Council Grove?
Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you doing down here? Looking for fish?
Yeah, we're looking for crawdads.
You're looking for crawdads?
Yeah. We got a couple.
And what do you do with them if you find them? You eat them?
No, we're catching them. We catch them.
Do they bite you?
No. Well, yeah, they bite.
Do you have any? Have you caught any yet?
Yeah, I'm trying to find one.
I'd like to see one.
We have to find
Huh?
one. We gotta find one.
You're getting your shoes all wet.
I told him.
Your mom's gonna be mad.
I told him.
She's gonna say, why'd you get your shoes all wet?
What's
Huh?
your YouTube channel?
Wow, that's really pretty here.
Yeah.
You guys live in a really special place, you know that?
Yeah.
Wow.
What's
you
your
live in
YouTube channel name?
Tom Hall is my YouTube channel.
Tom Hall?
Tom Hall. Uh-huh.
Tom Hall?
Where's the statue of the Indian?
Up there.
It's right up there?
Yes.
Is that a cool statue?
I think.
Yeah? Okay, you're not going to be able to show me a crawfish?
We gotta find one.
Okay. Maybe I'll come back later and see if I can catch one myself. I was wondering what you were doing over here. All right.
We just found a giant. Yeah, we just found a big one.
Do you go fishing in this river?
Yeah, but there's mostly.
No? I see. All right, well, have a wonderful day, okay? You are looking at the Guardian of the Grove. This is one of the prominent sculptures that you'll see here in Council Grove. Look at that. Isn't that a beautiful statue? And I'll come down and show you his whole body. Isn't that something? Wow. And it says, the peace pipe symbolizes the warrior's honesty and goodwill. The twist of his torso reflects the tensions of the Kanza tribe struggling to retain their identity while adjusting to the dominant Euro-American culture. Isn't that something? Look at that. Wow. Quite a work of art. All right, and just across the way is another rather famous statue. I think it's the Madonna. Let's go check her out. And there would be the Madonna of the Trail, NSDAR memorial to the pioneer mothers of the covered wagon days. Look at that. And there, look, they've got a little Skip Smith of the villages in Florida holding on to mom. Isn't that something? Wow. I wish I could get up there and show it a little bit closer, but perhaps in my editing I'll be able to do that. Wow. The Madonna of the Trail against a beautiful spring evening, blue sky. Here east met west when the old Santa Fe Trail was established August 10th, 1825 at a council between the United States Commissioners and Osage Indians. Daughters of the American Revolution. 1825 to 1866, trailsmen camped on the spot. 1847, 1878, Kaw Indians lived here. 1847, the first white settler, Seth Hayes. 1847, Council Grove, a trading post. Boy, what a beautiful statue. All right, let's go see the rest of the town. Here's an interesting building, Post Office Oak. The stump before you is all that's left of a grand old oak tree that was about 270 years old when it died in 1990. The tree, which once stood 80 feet high, was located in a campground used by Santa Fe travelers. The tree is said to have been used as a post office from the 1820s to the 1840s. In a cavity at the foot of the tree, travelers reputedly left messages about water sources, Plains Indians unrest, and other information. In 1855, Council Grove's first postmaster was appointed, but because there was no official post office, the postmaster simply distributed mail from a sack on the street or emptied it onto the floor of a store where postal patrons claimed their own mail. Look at that. Look at this old stump of a tree. That's something. And they put a pavilion right up on top of it. Well, you just never know what you're going to stumble across when you're traveling. 1864. I believe the Civil War might have just been over. This stone building was erected 1864 by Frederick Herbank. The basement housed a brewery which utilized a large well in the southwest corner. Family living quarters were on the first floor, and the porch and second story were added at a later date. During a Cheyenne raid in 1868, the women and children living east of the Neosho River were safely barricaded in the brewery. Isn't that? Wow. All right. So we'll go see the rest of. We'll go see the rest of Council Grove. Here's an elevated view of the river, and I'm standing on the bridge that the young boys were fishing for crawdad, of all things, here on a Friday night. Isn't that beautiful? And look what's just on the other side of the bridge, a covered wagon. And it wouldn't surprise me if this wasn't, I don't know if this was an actual covered wagon that they came over in, but I'm sure it's pretty close to being an exact replica. Look at that. And that's something. Maybe that's where they had the moonshine, or probably more than likely water. But look at this. I don't know how you would, I can't imagine. They must have had benches in there. Isn't that something? All right. And I'd imagine that the person that said I've got shotgun probably actually had a shotgun. That's maybe where the saying comes from. I've got shotgun. So this would appear to be Main Street here. I think it's Route 56. And it's a quiet night. As I was driving into town, here you see a sign right there for the Neosho Riverwalk entrance, which is, I guess I came in the back way. Washunga days. Look at that. Voices of the, I think it says Voices of the Wind People. Alright, let's go and find our way down Main Street. No sooner had I rounded the corner than I found my way to the Hayes House, 1857, this restaurant. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that this restaurant is the oldest restaurant west of the Mississippi. I could be mistaken. I don't know if I'll be able to share any of the inside, but perhaps I will. And on the outside it says a well-furnished store. Seth Hayes came here in 1847 to trade with the Kaws Indians, who purchased guns, blankets, flowers, and tinware from him. About 1857, he replaced this log store with this frame building, which served citizens and travelers as a trading post, courthouse, post office, print office, and post office. So I don't know if they're open or not. Sure they are. Look at this. Well, there's a picture for you. Look at that. I don't know if I can share the inside of what I wrote. Wow. What a famous place. Look at that. Very, very nice. Maybe I'll come back and have some breakfast in the morning. What a nice place. Look at that. There's a lot of locals in here having some dinner. Very nice. Trying to be a little bit discreet. Interesting. Hi, how are you? Look at that. What a nice place. What a really nice place. Look at the bar. Alright. So let me find my way back outside. But there's the hay house. Show you some of these pictures over here. Look at that. Feeding time. There will be the Flint Hills. Let's find my way outside. Alright, I'm back on the main street. And it's not a very big main street. It's not a very big town, which would make sense. But right here is where I'll be heading tomorrow. The scenic byway, the Flint Hills. And that's what brought me down this way, was to see the Flint Hills. And there was somebody on my YouTube channel, my memory forsakes me, but there was somebody that I should give a shout out to that was telling me that I really need to come and see the Flint Hills, and that I am doing. So what a nice little town. Can't help but to think, as I'm walking and talking, how I was over in Australia, and every little town that I would come across, I wanted to do some videos, and it shouldn't be any different here. This is the wooden spoon right here. Not quite sure what they've got in there. It looks like they've got some different gifts that you can pick up. Very nice. Flint Hills floral. That's something. Kind of like walking through history. And I am not too far from the end of the street. Okay. There's one other place that I want to share with you before I wrap up this video of Council Grove, and that is right back to where I started the walk and talk. Let's see if I can't find my way back there. And look at this beautiful building, the Cottage House Motel. And oh boy, how could I see that porch and not think of the ever so beautiful Sue Smith of the Villages, who just loves porches. Isn't that gorgeous? What a nice porch. Boy, if that porch could talk, huh? I would imagine this building dates back quite a way. We welcome visitors for free tours. Look at that. So they're going to welcome visitors to take a tour. I guess I would fall under the category of a visitor. Isn't that something? What a building. And then look at this chair right here. Isn't that something? I'm not quite sure if it works, but sure it does. You see? There you go. You just sit on the... Well, it should kind of be hard to play a game of chess on this, I would think. But somehow my dad and I would probably find a way to do that. Alright. I'm going to go see if I can't stick my head inside and maybe share a little bit of the inside with you. Well, look who's waiting for you when you step in the door. Oh boy, he's got his eye on you. Look at that. You see? There you go. Good day, mate. Oh boy, there you go. Maybe I need to center it a little bit. There you go. Good day, mate. Oh, that's not somebody I'd want to come across. Look at him. Oh, I can't imagine standing up. He's much more than about 4 feet. But what a beautiful building. Look at this. I'll share some of it with you. So I think this building was a blacksmith shop. Dates back to like 1850 or 1860. On the road to life, it's not where you're going, but the friends you make that really matter. Wow. Look at this building. Boy, what a building. And then upstairs, I was told that upstairs they actually have a, I guess, tin wall. Hello. And here's where you'd have your morning brekkie. And look at that. Boy, they don't make them like they used to. Look at that hinge. That's something. Alright, let's go and take a peek upstairs. Look at that woodwork. So this was not originally a motel. I think it was down through here. Yeah, this is what she was referring to. Look at the bottom. That's tin. Boy, I bet this was quite the place back in the day. Look at that. I can't imagine that's the original wallpaper, but one never knows. Okay, one more place to share with you. And the last stop would be the Kaw Mission State Historic Site. And this is Kaw as in K-A-W, Kaw Indians. And this is actually where I started my trip. But they've got a couple information panels here. I'll share this one. We lived along the river. The Kansas Indians left their homelands east of Mississippi during the 1600s. They settled into what today is the northeast part of Kansas. Within 100 years, they had built 2 large villages on the Missouri River. Waterways provided the subsistence for their people and were part of the tribe's culture. The Kansas' next moves were forced. By treaty, more than 1,600 Kansa were relocated to a reservation near Council Grove in Kansas in 1846. The Santa Fe Trail had become a successful trade route. As more people headed west either for trade or to settle, the Kansa were yet again forced to move, this time to Indian Territory in present-day Oklahoma. So you can look up the history on this historic site. But I thought I would just take a moment and walk you around the perimeter of the home. Quite a beautiful building. If I'm not mistaken, this building houses a museum inside. Look at that. Probably dates back to the mid 1800s. You could not ask for a nicer day to be doing a walk and talk. Out here you would, I assume, be the garage. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay. And then here you would have your cellar door. Look at that. And then look at the flowers. There's your cellar. And some more flowers. All right. One last building right over here. This is the Cowhouse reconstructed. In 1861, the U.S. government constructed 138 of these stone houses for the Kaw Indians. Contractor Robert Stevens built the huts at a total cost of $33,000. The houses were situated on the diminished Kaw Reservation in or near the Neosho River Valley, 3 to 10 miles southeast of Council Grove. Few, if any, Kaws actually lived in these structures, preferring to dwell in their traditional teepees and bark and mat lodges. The Kaws used the huts to shelter horses, dogs, and cattle. Using stones from one of the original Kaw houses, the Council Grove Rotary Club reconstructed this model in 1961. Look at that. Okay. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed this visit to beautiful Council Grove, Kansas. Have a wonderful day. I don't know if you'd see this picture, but here's some of the Indians there. Have a great day.